Welcome back to Skygrid with Boomer, episode number 14, guys. We're going to talk about bus factories and going with power today. Yeah, we've been making a lot of progress. Not so much in grid clearing and base building, but we've started to dive a little bit more into Slimefun. And I'll tell you, look behind me. Used to be my Slimefun factory. It is gone. We have moved it to the tower. Not only that, we've done a lot of cleanup. Half the chests are gone. We've got some of the stuff we showed in the last episode up in the new base at the new shop. A lot of these chests are still being cleared out. We are getting moved, so let's head over there real quick. And we're going to show you, we've got a lot of the stuff. Over there is a redstone sorting system with the pipe. Here we've got our color kits in wool. We've also got some storage put in already for armor and tools for the different ranks. Now, we've built a temporary egg storage farm, but with the network stuff that we have in here with cargo and network, we can actually undo this, and we're going to create a little bit different storage farm for our spawn eggs. The challenge that we have is that there are roughly 50, I think it's 56 or 59 different spawn eggs in the game. So we're going to have 6 different chests that will do that for us automatically. And we also did do a little bit more storage on this side. This is going to be like the color area where we're going to have the different dyes, different terracotta, because we do have a clay farm, glazed terracotta, and also our concrete powders. All that's going to be going. Now, we also started working on the shop. Boomer_1 is up and running. We'll explain what those red signs, the flashing dust does in a little bit. We do have the different dusts that are available. And as you see, as you get close to the shop, it tells you how much the cost is and how many are available in each shop. And currently we have no sales in each one. We haven't really told anybody that the warp's up and running. The warp's available. It's been public. I just haven't advertised it yet. So this video is kind of the launch of the warp. We're going to add more Slimefun funds in here, Slimefun things, as well as additional shops. Now, the layout, I'm not liking it too much yet. It seems a little cramped, and I might raise these up. I might kill these end chests on each side. I'm not quite sure how I like this layout yet. I may need a bigger shop. I don't know. I'm just not comfortable with everything in here yet, but I want to get up and really show you what's going up top. So what you saw was those dust. That is the network. And actually, we're going to come over to this. So this is the network interface. It's showing our statuses online. Shift right click is going to shut that dust off. That's a connectivity. It just shows where is the network connected to. And it's great when I first get stuff set up to make sure power is reaching where it needs to be and the network is all connected. But we know it is, so we're going to shut it off. So to start with, we're going to show you here. We've updated, modified our cobble farm to where now we have 4 miners mining simply just cobble. And give me a chance here. I need a Diet Coke. Much better. And this is all they do is they mine cobble for me. And yes, I've given them all names. He feeds them. Does he need to be fed while we're up here? Nope, he's doing good so far. All this cobble goes into here. Now, it's going to be jam-packed because I don't have the input node hooked up. So right now, the system is not running. And you'll see it's not running because there's no power. I had a bunch of different power things going. I had different level solar power generators. I had different level coal generators. And I've quickly come to the conclusion I need to go nuclear. I need much more power. And so earlier this morning, it is January 2nd, earlier this morning I made a nuclear reactor, started testing it, put together just a few coolant cells for it, and quickly realized after about 45 seconds when it turned to obsidian, yeah, I had a nuclear meltdown that I needed to build another one first, but I also need an insane amount of blue ice. And so I'm going to have a mod go in and change an area to me for a cold taiga biome. I do have an ice farm, but it's not nearly enough to keep up with the capacity. So right now I have all of my power generation over here. I have 3 coal generators, one of my solar generators, and somewhere I have placed, I got to find where I put them. I have 4 more other smaller generators. Oh, they're in my inventory. There we go. The advanced solar generators. So I could put these down. It's nighttime, so they're not going to do any good. I also don't have a power regulator over here anyways. Oh, no, there they are. They are in place. So we can put these down, but they won't generate any power. They won't start this up. So let's talk about how this network works. If I grab this cargo node, this input cargo node, and attach it to the chest, what we're saying is we want things from the chest to be inputted into this node so it can be transferred. So for example, we're going to say, I only want cobblestone to come out of here. So all it's going to do is from that chest to the input node will cobblestone come. We want to do what's called round robin because we have 10 different spots where cargo is going to be transmitted. Cobble out of the cargo node will be transmitted. By doing round robin, that equally distributes it. If I do without the round robin mode, it's going to go the first one, fill it up, and then the second one, and then the spots become available in the first one, it'll fill. So it will never evenly distribute. It will slow down the farm. By doing the round robin, it distributes evenly between all 10 of the ore grinders I've got. Now we have 17 different channels available. If I want to receive this cobble somewhere, those output nodes from here have to be the same channel. So we're going to start on channel 1. And here are our output nodes on channel 1. In other words, these fill up with cobble. We are in electric ore grinders, and all 10 of these ore grinders have been maximized on efficiency. In other words, they're 4 times speed. I have 10 of them, so it's the same thing as going 40 times. Now, coming from the power, we have the connectors to the network to keep them going so that any cargo items such as input and output nodes get power, and that's why I had the power line on. You saw the red dust. So for example, let's turn it back on, okay? You will see, because there would be normally power reaching this, from a network standpoint, all of these are connected. If I take this one out of the loop, those no longer have power flashing in front of them. If I turn it back on, hey, now they do. So there has to be a connector on the same Y axis as these. They spread out X and Z and Y wise, but they don't go diagonally, only horizontally and vertically. Okay. So now that there's power, the cobble can come in. Cobble in an ore grinder produces gravel. We want to pull the gravel out, we have to go to another channel because if I put it on channel 1, that would actually essentially put it back in here as gravel, and the ore grinder will produce flint, which we don't want. So to have it go to a new piece of equipment, we're going to put it on channel 2, and it's going to round robin between these 5 electric gold pans. You can see I have gravel. I don't have enough power for this to be running right now. Remember, it's nighttime. This is not generating any significant amount of power to get these running. Once the power becomes daytime, it might, and we'll try to let it run. So the gravel will instead now go through the ore grinder, and it will produce 4 items. Clay, sifted ore, flint, and iron nuggets will get created when gravel hits a gold pan. We are now in channel 3. This was the output for channel 2. So we took, again, the gravel out of the ore grinders and put it into the gold pan. Now if we want to move it out of here, we put those 4. We don't need round robin because it's only going to go into one chest. But we have moved it to channel 3. That chest is over here. So as they're being produced, sifted ore, iron nuggets, clay, and flint will go into this chest, because this is now an output node from those electric gold pans. I don't want the flint. I want that to go right into the trash. So I need to find the input node. Okay, we don't need round robin. It's going to go into one container. It's on a new channel, so it doesn't go back into the system. And now it's going to go right here. We're going to output channel 4 into a trash can. So as flint is generated, I've got enough stored up for a while. It goes here. If I need to store it, I can change that trash can into a chest, and all my flint will get auto sorted out. We have a couple of other things hooked up on here. I want channel 5. Where are we? So channel 5 is going to take the sifted ore and bring it back over to the dust washer. Okay, so channel 5 comes in. The dust washer will take the sifted ore and have an output, and it'll be one of 9 different dusts. Those 9 dusts are now being inputted into this node along here. And because I've upgraded these output nodes to advanced output nodes, I can say which one goes from out of channel 6. So that one's aluminum dust. That one is copper dust. This one is gold dust. This one should be lead. No, iron, then lead. In other words, it's an item sorter. I don't need redstone. I don't need hoppers. I don't need comparators. I don't need droppers. I don't need anything. This is an item sorter system, and the network does it for me automatically. And I don't have to worry about creating redstone lag, baby. I tell you, I love it. So those will automatically sort down for me. Clay is going to channel 8. Clay comes in to this output node, specifically just clay. Now I could pull flint in here as well by simply changing the channel, but I've said just clay goes into here so I can turn it into blocks and smelt it. And then last but not least, channel 7 is pulling the iron nuggets out, which are going right here. Now I have a regular output node there. I have an advanced. I could have put a regular output node for channel 8 because the only thing that's on channel 8 is clay. That comes down here. I can now craft that into iron nuggets. So what we have, ladies and gentlemen, is a complete dust factory. It's automatically 100% going to sort out from cobblestone. Makes my life so much easier. Now you can move the network vertically. I've put a connector node up here to connect with all these nodes. And I've drawn one from this side's connector to connect through here. So this stays on the network and powered whenever I need it to go. Now, the daylight sensors are making some power. They're slowly gaining ground. I don't suspect they're going to gain enough ground to get all of this equipment running. Now you can see the electric gold pan is running. And we did have a little bit of dust come out of here. So there is some power coming, but we are severely lacking. It may gain enough ground to run it, but it won't run all of it. That's why we wanted to go nuclear so we don't have to worry about that. So we are in the process right now of creating a nuclear power plant. We have the 2 lead ingots. We have our 2 maxed out radiation ingots. We have a max capacitor, and we have a cooling unit. So we have a few things left to build for this. So I'm going to go all the way back. What we're building right now are the reinforced plates. We need 3 of those. That means we need 8 reinforced alloys to create the reinforced plate. I mean 24, so I need 24 Damascus ingots. Well, guess what? I went over here. I have 28. Great, I have the first one. So let's go ahead and pull those out. We'll see the 4 in there. I did go through after I had my first meltdown and start creating a whole lot of these ingots all over. Now here's where the problem is going to lie. I now need 24 hardened metal. The first one in there is another 24 Damascus ingots. So I need 24 steel, 24 iron dust, 24 carbon, and 24 iron ingots. What do we have? Well, we do have the 24 steel. I'm hoping we have the carbon. I'm really low on coal right now. As you can see, I have 5 carbon. We need to get 19 more, so we're going to break down some of our coal blocks here. There we go. Let's put this into the ore crusher. Nope, I'm sorry, the compressor. This is not an ore crusher. What am I doing? I'm tossing everything. Let's compress this. So what will happen is every 8 coal will get compressed into carbon. So we needed to get 19. We're actually going to get a whole stack out of this, which is fine because I'm going to use carbon for a lot of things anyways. So while this is running, I have an automatic output chest. That's the chest you see right down there, to where the items come right out of the dispenser into the chest, because carbon can also be compressed into compressed carbon. If I were to leave it in this dispenser, eventually that would start to compress as well, which I don't want to have happen yet. So because it's going in the output chest, it's all safe, and I'm just going to have regular carbon instead of compressed. So do we have our 72 compressed yet? Let's see, where are we at? Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, there's a 72 carbon. I forgot I have chat opacity completely turned off, so you guys don't have to watch what's going on. All right, so we needed 24. There we go. Okay. We also need 24 iron dust, 24 carbon, 24 iron ingot. So we've got the 24 steel, or 24 carbon. Let's get 24 iron ingots. And let's go get 24 iron dust. Oh, I missed. Okay, no big deal. Now, I've got a few things over here as well. I have a heated pressure chamber. This is for making some of the nuclear items. We have a freezer for making the coolant for the nuclear reactor. We have a maxed out electric ingot factory. I believe it's, oh, I forget how fast it is. It makes them in like 1 or 2 seconds. And we have 2 maxed out electric smelteries, and we're going to use one right now. We need steel, carbon, iron, and iron dust. This is going to make our 24 additional Damascus ingots. So while those are going, what else do we need? Well, we need 24 compressed carbon. That means we need 96 regular carbon. That means 736 coal. So roughly 11 and a half stacks. We know we have some carbon left, so we're going to go ahead and take another 9 stacks and run it through the compressor. So we'll get some of those back out of here in a second. We need 24 compressed, yeah, 96 times 8, 768, so 12 stacks. Where are we at here? Oh, just a couple more. All right. Okay, now let's see, what do we have for compressed carbon already? We have 2, so we need to get 22. So we get 22 compressed carbon. We need 88 carbon. We have 72, so we need 16 more. We'll go right over here and get those. And we're going to take those back to the compressor. And we are going to get ourselves some compressed carbon here. So that should be 22. All right, we've got the next item on our list. Oh, did I put them in the chest? I did. Okay, that's fine. I use the chest system a lot to kind of keep me on track, see where I'm at. And last but not least, 24 aluminum bronze, which I'm pretty sure I have. Ooh, just. Okay, how are we doing here? We got 18. We can get this started. So let's grab those items and put these in our electric smeltery. Okay, oops, yeah. What's Damascus, right? Damascus, aluminum bronze, and compressed carbon. So let's take the Damascus that we do have. Whoops, no, those were for the other one. Good catch, guys. 24 Damascus. Okay, hang on. Damascus, duralumin, aluminum bronze, and compressed carbon. Oh, did I not grab the compressed carbon? Hang on, what am I missing? What did I do? What did I just biff on camera? Compressed carbon. Oh, we're missing the duralumin. Okay, why is that not going in there? Oh, never mind. I don't have to do that. Okay. We need 24 duralumin, right? That's what happened. Okay, I forgot to grab one of them. Well, by now, our other Damascus is ready. So let's fire this one up. Okay. So that will give us our 24 hardened steel. We've got the 24 Damascus. Now we need 24 Corinthian bronze. This I'm pretty sure of. I don't have. Yeah. Oh, I'm 9 short. Okay. Well, that was more than I thought we had. So we need 9 Corinthian bronze. So 9 silver, 9 gold, 9 copper dust, and 9 of these. Nice thing about having 2 of those smelteries up is I can keep going here. I don't have to stop. Let's see, what do we say? Gold and silver and copper. Okay. I grabbed, oh boy, I cannot count. And the 9 copper. Get 1 silver out of the way. So while one is running, I can get another going, and I clearly have enough power generation. I have all my power generation other than the solar generators over here, so I can get that nuclear reactor up and running, and I'll put the nuclear reactor on a dust farm. Everything else is going to stay over here. So we've got 12 heart. Sorry about that, guys. I just shut my microphone halfway across the room. That's a nice way to get the day going, isn't it? Have a Diet Coke for that. That's a bad Go Boomer moment. Do not shoot your microphone across the room. All right, how are we coming here? Good. We got 5 Corinthian bronze there. Did I grab these out of this? Okay, there we go. Just a couple more to go. So let's see what else while that's running. We need 24 solder ingots. Those we have, awesome. And let's see, 24 billion. Uh-oh, 24 karat golds. That might be a problem. Because there first you've got to smelt out 24 4-carat ingots, and then you got to turn them all into gold. And actually, luckily for me and for you guys, I went ahead and did that work ahead of time. That I knew I had to do, so I went and did it. Say, you know what? Let's not biff this on camera again. Okay, one more. Look at that. We've got all 6. So if we come back, we're going into the smeltery, all 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. For some reason, 5 and 6 we have to lift up into there. What did I not grab? So I did it again. All right, let's take a look here. What did I forget to grab? Damascus and hardened steel. Damascus. I left it in the chest. Oh, and I bet somebody was going, Boomer left it in the chest. Yeah, he did. Beautiful. All right, so that will give us our 24 reinforced alloy ingots. We're going to put those in a compressor to get us a 3 reinforced pressure plate. Guess what that'll do? That'll give us power. However, I need a lot of blue ice. I've got enough uranium to fuel the reactor, but when it comes to blue ice, I've only got 19. Now that's got to go into the freezer. So let's go ahead and get that turned into reactant coolant cells. What I'll do is I will attempt to fire up the reactor on camera once I'm comfortable I've got enough reactant coolant cells. On top of that, I'm supposed to create a some type of interaction chamber or something. Let's kind of look for it here. What are we looking for? Let's see. Nuclear. No, that's not it. There was some type of interface. Let's see. That's the Android. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's just look through it in the book. Let's go back under power. Where is that interface? There's some type of thing we got to build yet, too. Oh, I just went out of there by some silly reason here. Let's see. Let's try to find that. I'm trying to remember what it was. Not on this page, is it? No. There's one other thing that lets me interact with the nuclear power. That's all androids. Oh, I gotta unlock that thing. Magnesium power generator. I have magnesium up the wazoo. I need to look into that. All right, well, whatever it was, I don't seem to remember, but it's okay. We're just about done with the nuclear reactor here as it is. And so we can build that and we'll place it, and then we'll take a look and see what this other device is that we're supposed to build. I may do that off camera just to speed things up here a little bit so we can get the reactor fired up. Let's head on over to the compressor. Let's get us our plates. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now let's build the baby. We need power. All right. Wow, that was weird. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, blistering ingots up top. Our capacitor, our cooling unit, and the lead ingot. You ready? Here we go. Nuclear power. We're going to blow this thing through the water. But before we can, It has to be surrounded by water. You place it anywhere else and you're going to have a problem. That's what we're looking for, the access port. It's got to be placed 3 blocks above. So let's look up the nuclear access port. Reactor access port, here we go. So another blistering ingot. That means I got to do one of those 24 karat things. Electric motor, cargo motor, 2 lead ingots, and a blistering ingot. Let's see what I got lying around. Maybe this is something I can make quick enough. Maybe I'll just go off camera. What do we got? I know I can make motors pretty quickly because I have a lot of electromagnets put together. Let's see. So we do have the cargo motor. To make the regular motor, I just need some copper wire. So let's go over here and make this real fast. There we go. That'll give us the motor. Oh, I put the wrong motor in. Try that again. There we go. Okay, so we got the cargo and the electric motor. We needed 2 lead ingots. Those I know I have. Okay. So to make a blistering ingot, and that's how I'm doing on nether stars and uranium. Ooh, I have 1 nether star left. That also requires carbonado, which I'm going to have to make. So I'll tell you what, guys. Given the amount of work I still have to do to finish this, we're going to go off camera. I'll get to work on that, and we'll come back. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay? There it is, guys. Chernobyl, and I'm sitting in water that's attached to a nuclear power plant. What is my problem? Oh my gosh. So let's take a look at this thing. Nuclear reactors do have to be completely surrounded by water, otherwise you've got problems. Now, this is partially also where I made a mistake. I put my supplies directly in here. There's an access port 3 blocks above where I really should have put it in, but that wasn't what caused the problem. My problem was I didn't read the warning there. It says without any coolant cells, your reactor will explode. Mine did. So I spent 2 hours of crafting, put in millions of dollars of materials for 1 block of obsidian. So I quickly told everybody in the server, don't do that, don't pull a boomer. So we have a few things in here. Uranium or neptunium, which I don't have any yet, but I do have uranium. Up top is where that's going to go. So let's look at this thing. Essentially, it's the same thing. We're going to put the uranium in here. We're going to put our coolant cells first in here. Then we can give it power. And then spent stuff, such as neptunium and plutonium, will come in here. Now, the reactor, I believe, can be powered by uranium and neptunium. Plutonium, that's where we've got to call up Emmett Brown and launch, his little time travel DeLorean. So we're not going to get to do that today, but we are going to attempt to fire up the reactor before this episode's over. The problem I have is my ice farm is way too small. I just made a simple, probably a 400 block farm just to get me some ice for a few things that I wanted to test out. The true ice farm is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 8,000 to 10,000 blocks. And given how much blue ice I need, an 8,100 block farm is going to get me 90 blue ice if I did the math right. Now it's a little bit different now. Let's say 100 blue ice is 900 packed ice, which is 8,100. Yeah, 8,100 ice. So an 8,100 ice farm will give me a whopping 100 blue ice. That's probably enough for maybe 1 piece of uranium. That's 20 minutes of power. So while I'm going to be generating 500 kilojoules per second, I can't keep this thing cool fast enough. And so I'm going to have to get massive amounts of ice built up. So that farm is going to have to become huge. And I'm probably going to have to find, maybe take a page from either SKL 85 or the SciCraft guys and make it AFKable overnight. Let it run. Simply just because I'm going to need so much freaking ice that I don't see a choice. I don't see an option here. Just by looking at this. and unfortunately blue ice is not in the materials list. I believe regular ice is, but even if I get 36 stacks of regular ice, that still only translates into roughly 45 to 50 blue ice at the most. So ice is going to be a key thing that as blue ice becomes available, if I can find ways to, automate its farming and crafting. Now that I can do. I can create an auto ice farm in AFK at not just the 15,000 block version of it, but even a much smaller version where I could put myself on a minecart going back and forth, let's say over 40 blocks, and have suction hoppers pick it up. So I'm going like this with left click being held down. I'm going to go back and forth. As ice forms, the suction hoppers can pick it up, put it into a chest, right? Then I can have one of the networks come by, network nodes, pick it up, and put it into an auto crafter into an output chest. So ice will be turned into packed ice. And the packed ice can do the same thing. Another chest goes into another auto crafter, or I can use the specifics of the output nodes into one auto crafter, but two different output nodes. So the packed ice would get sent back to the auto crafter, and the other output node could pull out blue ice. We'll have to test that to make sure that works before we diverge a large amount of time and effort into it. Obviously, by going back and forth like that, it's going to take a long time for the ice to freeze. So it's something I'm going to have to really look at and see, is this a feasible option for a farm? The problem is it's going to take a lot of time just sitting there as well. I mean, how much time can I do that? So that's an overnight thing. And let's say even I let it run for 5 to 6 hours overnight, how much ice am I truly going to generate? So this may be one of those things where I have to bite the bullet and build a 8,100 block ice farm and simply mine it for 12 hours nonstop. I may have to get myself 40 to 50 shulkers worth of ice just to be able to keep this nuclear reactor running for a week or two. Now, I don't always have to run a reactor. I can take, if I'm done crafting all the ingots I need, I can take the coal power plants and move those back over. So this can run. When I need to run both, when I need major output, that's when I fire up this baby. If all I need is power, I know that when I grab these 3 coal reactors and bring this other solar generator over, I can actually take 2 or 3 of these solar generators out and it'll run. But when it hits nighttime, the solar generators are out, so I'm down to 3 coal power plants and only 2 of them are advanced. So what I'm thinking is I probably should have 4 coal generators for running at night. And then what I could do during the day is simply let the solar ones run, take the coal out when it's daytime, and then put it back in the night, save a little bit of coal. I do have a pretty good weather skeleton farm put together that runs automatically with minions, which helps. The other option is, if I can talk one of my kids into it, is I've got a looting 10 sword. I want to show you this sword. Here it is, my Excalibur. So that looting 10 sharpness unbreaking fire aspect book that we got, I did put it on the I forget what it's called, the Hydrolite, or one. I have one of these powerful IA swords where it attacks 19 damage. I mean, if I can get Rage 3 going a full level, I can kill Withers in 6 hits. That's how good of a sword it is. Now, there are a couple swords that we've seen that can go up to, I think it's 24 attack damage. So with Rage 3 on there, maybe you can kill them in 5. Either way, I do have a pretty darn good with a skeleton farm, where if I were to take some of the spawners out of there and build a second one with more minions, or AFK in between the middle of them, I can generate a butt ton of coal relatively quick, or I can stand there and hit this sucker and also get the wither skulls. The only downside to it is to get all the other crap. I'm going to get all those swords and anything else that I might drop. I would get an insane amount of bones, which I'm probably going to have to truck. I've already got 16 shulkers of bones stored up for when I need essence collection. Now that may change, or I'm going to need even more, because you can turn essence into bone meal automatically, and that can be auto dispensed onto essence plants, which can be auto-harvested with the programmable farmer, is what we understand, an advanced programmable farmer. So a lot of this may all get tied up here. I may have to move a lot of that stuff up to this section, and then I'm going to put the villager trading hall in a different location. Either way, I think we've determined and made it very clear that there is a lot of work to do. And so what I'm worried about by putting in a piece of uranium in here with only 20 coolant cells, the uranium lasts for 20 minutes. The coolant cells don't last as long. Now there is a time frame where it does cool it down and it lasts for a while, and then another one kicks in. But I don't know how long these cells last. And so out of sheer terror and fear of blowing up another one of these, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till I have at least a stack. And then if it looks like I don't have enough, I'll go ahead and mine the plant and pick it back up, so at least I don't blow it up again. But I think, guys, we are going to end this section, this video, right here. So if you liked what you saw, please give me one of those big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, thank you for watching and taking the time, and hopefully you'd like to subscribe, see more like this. But as we always say on Grid, guys, you know it, say it with me, you gotta go Boomer, you gotta go home. We'll see you later.